No? Yes? Bro, I don't know, bro. Let's find out. Because as we know, the fan base, bro, the fan base, the fan base. I don't know what these guys are doing, bro. I don't know what they're on. But after My Hero, I realized we cannot judge a show based off of its fan base. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to recap every season of the show so far and rate it out of 10. Starting with...
He was whipping up shit in a kettle, boiling shit. Actual shit, like boiling poo.
Because we start on the bus, pulling up to the #1 ranked high school in Japan. And this girl simply asked this random to free up his seat for an old lady, bruh. And you already know what type of show this is. He had to do the most, bruh. He had to. He was like, no, I will never relinquish my seat for an elderly lady. Like, bro, you're a loser. Like, who even is this? Hold on. I know that ain't who I think it is, bruh. Corny. And you'll see why I'm glazing soon, bro. He's low-key the GOAT. So she's like, hey, is anyone gonna fill up the seat? And this is when we first see Ayanokoji. And you know for a fact he's not giving up that seat. Some random gave up instead. And I'm thinking like, she has to be mentally weak, bro. She hasn't mastered dark psychology like us yet. She a sheep for real. But because bro glanced at this girl one time, she was low-key trying to press him. And her name is Horikita, the deuteragonist. And she's basically the loner character, bro. Hasn't got not one friend. So everyone's vibing in the classroom and they decide to introduce themselves. And I'll be honest with you, bro. 99% of these people do not matter. Let me tell you who does though. Kushida Kikyo. Ooh. No, not yet. Not yet. Let me chill. Not yet. But she wants to be friends with everyone, which I can respect. And second is Pseudo. He basically causes all the problems in the classroom for no reason. But we finally get to Koji. Hey, go ahead and tell him something about you, bro. Go ahead and tell him something.
Yataka Ayanokoji. I can't wait to study with you. I'm not really good at anything.
Nah, let me stop. This that dark psychology, bro. This that dark psychology. But the teacher finally comes in, and we can break down the school system. So there are 4 classes, A, B, C, and D, and they're all based on academic factors. The aim is to get promoted to Class A. Koji's in Class D, the class for the defects and failures, but they can't leave the school, so they're given 100,000 points to spend on anything. These boys are low-key rich, but all this stuff is just pure yap, because it's about to get serious. Pay attention, because a month into the school year, and no one's locked in, bro. People are sleeping and texting in class, and the teachers don't even care. But most importantly, they're spending all their points. So when it was the 1st of May, everyone's asking, yo, where's my points at? I need my re-up. And look at the smirk, bro. It's over. Because she was like, nah, I did the scouting report. 100 lessons missed. 400 cases of bums on their phone and sleeping in my lesson. You're getting 0 points. And this is when the show got serious. Oh wait, hold on. My bad. I thought I was watching a good anime, bro. Next episode starts and they're in the pool chilling, bro. No one cares about having no points. The school's run by the government. They have to feed you by law. Even if it's that nasty cafeteria food. There's no stakes to deplore. But guess what happens next? They have a midterm exam. But on a serious note, if you fail, you get expelled. And I guess you have to go to like, I don't know, not a normal school. But to become Class A, everyone has to pass. So they have to set up study groups. But the 3 dumbest people aren't even trying to study. They do not care. But finally something interesting happened. Because my boy went to the vending machine when he caught Horikita with her big brother, the student council president. And he's really pressing the hell out of her. Because it turns out she's the failure of the family. So she's trying to be like him by getting to Class A. But bro was not happy about this, bro. Pinned on the wall and was about to swing on her. But Koji could not let this slide. He had to make sure he got the perfect angle to maximize his aura. But the president was not going out weak. Weave, dodged the kick and blocked the strike. And my boy knew he was about to get cooked and dipped out. He was walking fast as hell. Hey, slow down. But the test scores came back and it turns out everyone passed. Clap that up. But how did they do it though? Ayanokoji finally had to use his dark psychology and ask someone from 2 years above to give him the answer, bro. #1 high school in Japan and they couldn't even change the questions. But hold on one sec. My reporters are telling me that even with all the answers written down for him, Pseudo still failed the exam by 1 point. First of all, this is a trash plot point. Second of all, you cannot be this slow, bro. They gave you the answers. But he only fell by 1 mark. So Koji pulled up on the teacher to get the mark for him. And she straight up said to run her 100,000 points. You're lucky Horikita pulled up to chip in half. You would have been on the first bus home, I promise you. But the episode is not done. Because everyone's chilling. And they're asking Koji who helped Pseudo. And so he said it was Horikita that did it. And this helped her make more friends. What kind that? So everyone dipped out and Kushida was last to leave, but she left her phone though. So Koji followed her to give it back. But hold on, where the hell is she going? He hits the corner and hides just to catch her.
Your guts! I swear to God, I hate you! I hate you! I hate you! I wish we just dropped dead, Horikita! I hate you!
Bro, what you on?
But randomly her phone goes off and she caught Koji. And you know for a fact she wasn't playing games. Off rip, she's like, look, you told anyone about this? And I'm telling them you touched me. And then grabbed his hand and... Wow. Is that how she's moving? She's really trying to make sure my boy catches a case? And I had two main thoughts. First of all, is this really allegation worthy, bro? Yo, being angry is not a crime, bro. You have to chill. Second of all, look at Koji's face. He never cared. You just let him grab it for no reason. Like, bro, I saw it too. Hold on. High school. I'm blind in both eyes, bro. I didn't see nothing. And finally, the show's getting serious. Nah, not really though. She didn't do anything with this for the entire season. Just keep her in mind for season 2. But we met with some new characters from Class B. But the only one that matters is Ishinose. So Koji basically helped her reject some girl, so she owed him one. And that will come into play real soon. Keep that in mind. Because someone is causing problems once again, bruh. And it had to be Pseudo. Because after hooping, people from Class C are claiming he attacked them. And are trying to get him suspended. So they all go to look for witnesses. But hold on. Why is Class C kinda lit though? And it's run by a Go-A character called Ryuen. And he has beef with Class D directly. So he wants to sabotage them by faking the attack. But hold on. Who the hell is this? Why does he have a random black security guard? He got the African hairline and everything. No one in high school is built like this. A W or L representation, bro. I don't know how to feel about this one right here. However, Horikita found a witness. And it was this girl called Sakura. And of course she's mad shy. So they sent Kushida of all people to talk to her. I really don't know why she's still in the friend group. But let's keep moving. And of course she was applying mad pressure and made her break her camera, her prized possession, and the thing with the evidence on it. So they pulled up to fix it. But she can't talk to the stalker. And I mean, I wouldn't want to talk to him either, bro. Look at how he's breathing. This guy's weird. He's on, hey, keep an eye on him, bro. But this just caught me all the way off guard, bro. Like I thought she had social anxiety or something. Bro, she has an OnlyFans at 16. Yo, and this is why she's shy, bro. She got stalkers and weirdos in her DMs, and they're sending her... Oh, nah, she's cooked. Anyways, Pseudo's trial was crazy. Their lawyer was on bad timing, and Ryuen coached his guys. So Koji had to tell Horikita to lock in, and she started cooking. Because how the hell do you lose a 3v1? Then she brought out Sakura, tried a picture of the whole altercation. So Class C knew they were cooked and tried to make a deal. But Horikita was not on that, bro. She wanted my boy released from all crimes. So they were gonna have another trial the next day. But Koji's not on that retrial stuff and finally started cooking up a plan. This is what we were low-key waiting for. Because he pulled up on the 3 accusers and it turns out there were cameras in the same place. So if the footage gets released, they're cooked. And of course they need Ryuen to do anything. Yoink. So Hori snatched their phone, had bro pressed, but he couldn't even touch her. The cameras are right there. So the only thing they could do was retract the statement. Let's go. Hey, free that boy Pseudo up right now. And guess what, bro? They were fake cameras. Koji is finally cooking. But we had to get back to this weird subplot, bro. Let's just get this over with, bro. Because the riots had to do the most. Sakura's stalker caught her lacking, and the first thing she did was call Koji. And guess who it was, bro? It was the same guy that fixed her camera earlier. And he's talking about how he's her #1 fan. Just to get caught on camera by Koji. Let's go. And he just told bro, look, you're a grown man touching underage girls on camera.
Face it. As of this moment, your life is over.
Hand on the shoulder and everything is crazy to me. He really tried to run, but Ichinose had the police on standby. But this wasn't even the worst part for bro. Because she said...
You wouldn't treat me like this. Monster! I never want to see your face again.
Sakura, chill, no. He needs this, bro. He has to stalk and harass his favorite underage OF model, bro. He needs this. I know you think I'm trolling. Bro, just listen.
Damn you.
Why is he crying right now? I'm done, bro. I'm done. This shows, it just, I don't know what to say. But we finally had a somewhat passable arc, bro. They have to follow up with some peak. So the plot of the next episode was that they went to the beach and they tried to set up a camera to see the girls naked but failed. And Komenji wasn't even there? Skip that. Because we get to the best arc in the show so far. Lock in. because they pull up to this random island to conduct the first year special test, where each class will live as a group on an island together, and you already know it's going to be crazy. Now here are the rules though. There are certain locations which classes can take over and basically own for 8 hours, but the only way to do it is if your leader skins their card to basically book it. And by the end, if the other classes know who your leader is, they get hella points. So they go searching for a spot to stay at, and just look at our majestic King Koenji moving through the jungle like Tarzan. We just know he's gonna be cooking in this arc, bro. I can just feel it. But Sakura and Koji end up together, and they find Class A's base. And this bold bum Katsuragi steps out with the card, nearly catching them, but they get away. So they ultimately find a spot next to a river, and Class D select Hirokita as the leader, W play. But this is where the games begin, because they find this random girl from Class C called Ibuki. He's been kicked out of their group, and so they added to Class D just for this game. But whilst they're discussing what to do with her, someone literally quit the game for no reason. And you know exactly who it was, bruh. Koenji! And are you starting to realize why he's the GOAT, bruh? Nah, you ain't getting it just yet, bruh. But because he quit, Class D loses 30 points. Hey, so that's the suck, I guess. But everything's going smoothly right now, so they decide to do reconnaissance on the other classes. Class B is being controlled by Ichinose, so they're cooking. And Class A is hiding everything, but if you pull up on them, they're really trying to fight people with sticks like cavemen. But Class C stays turning up, bruh. They spent all their points, they really don't care. And then they quit the whole thing the next day. Bro, we gotta get into Class C. Let me take Albert's spot. But someone had to start some trouble, because whilst everyone's sleeping, someone stole one of the girls' panties for no reason. What's up with this show? So they're trying to search everyone's bag, but it turns out it wasn't IK's bag, bro.
You freaky frog! You're a freaky frog!
But let's be honest, why would he put it in the top of his bag, bro? It wasn't him. But he just gives it to Koji and leaves him. He's wrong for that. Then after the bag search, he starts telling everyone to do a body search too. He wanted my boy to get caught lacking, but for some reason, he'd rather let him slide, because we all know this isn't something he would do. But now they need to know who's really out here causing the problems, so my boy is on the case. And bro, it keeps getting worse for Class D, because it turns out Hirokita has been sick for the last 5 days, so she's basically cooked. And someone stole her card, and as soon as she told Koji, he walks away, and randomly their camp handbook caught on fire. Yeah, bro's not even trying to hide it anymore. They do not care. But all of a sudden, Ibuki disappears. So Hori caught up with her and tried to press her to see what's in her bag. And look at how she threw it on the floor, bro. You knew she was gonna start cooking. Flip kick had Hori on skates, then got on the offensive. Euro step, capoeira kick, jab, leg sweep, went high and dropped her. And she was like, yeah, it's me. What are you planning on doing about it? So Hori had to lock in. Entered into her stance, grabbed her arm and danced her. Had Ibuki on all fours. There she goes, bro. There she goes. This is really her flu game. But this caught me off guard, bro. Ibuki thought Horikita set the fire. So if it wasn't Ibuki that set it on fire, then... oh, nah. But she's out here having epiphanies mid-fade. She had to get slapped. Nah, hey, chat, be quiet. Shh, chat, can you just... shh. Horikita's sleeping, guys. Be quiet. Shh. Like, how do you get slapped like this, bro? And she just dipped out with the card, leaking the information to Class A's leader, Katsuragi. It's over. So the next day, when the points were given out for the final scores, they went as followed. Wait, hold on. I know that isn't Ryuen. I swear he left. But nah, bro was playing 3D chess. First day, makes a deal with Class A, then sends Ibuki to Class D to find out who the leader was. Then wasted all of his points, sent his whole class back and stayed on the download for the rest of the week, whilst communicating with a snitch from Class A to find out who their leader was, to ultimately get first place, passing Class A themselves. And the final score came back. Lock in, because last place is Class C. Then it was Class A, and Class D took first place. Hey, look, Ryuen, bro, you were cooking, but you're not the MC. Because Koji was playing 4D chess. Let's rewind one more time. Because Horikita wasn't the leader, Koji was. He changed leaders because Hori was sick and being up. Then he damaged Ibuki's camera so that she would have to steal the card. And ultimately, he's the one that created the fire to allow Ibuki a chance to escape. But he's not done, because he also knew who the other team's leaders were. He knew it wasn't Katsuragi, but the guy next to him for Class A. He also knew Ryuen was still on the island because he had a walkie-talkie next to him, the same one Ibuki had. And he left Class B alone because it was obvious who the leader was. But the final play was pinning his entire W on Horikita. And I know I was saying it ironically before, but this is where the manipulation actually begins. Because like he said, you guys aren't his allies, and winning is all that matters. Now I'm gonna be honest with you, chat. I'm gonna keep it real with you. This is me being fully honest. The first like 8 episodes of season 1 were pure hell. Whenever I see a hate video on this show, it's about season 1, bro. So answer this question for me. Why was there a plotline about a 16-year-old's OF, and what does it have to do with getting to Class A? Oh, okay then. Like, you don't know. Let's be honest, you don't know. They were setting up things with no payoff. The story entirely hinged on Pseudo being an idiot, bro. That's it. Bro, it was trash. But those final couple episodes, like, it low-key tried to save it, and it brought up a little bit. I gotta give it a respectful 4 out of 10, bro. No, I don't care. No, don't argue. This season was buns, bro. But the hype in the fanbase didn't start for season 1. It truly grew for season...
He was whipping up amazing foods, like making happiness. Actual happiness? Actual happiness. Enjoy.
Because I didn't even get to watch my glorious king swim for 5 minutes before they started another special test. And this one right here was a little bit wild. Basically, there was no classes for this event, just groups named after planets. And each group has a single VIP. But how do you win? You need to find out who the VIP of your group is, and if everyone finds out, they get 500,000 points each. If the VIP hides their identity, they get 1 million. So of course they link up with their members, Team Mars. And I'll be honest with you, whole class full of brown shirts. None of these characters are important except from 2, Ichinose and Kei. They're meant to be discussing the situation, but Class A aren't involved, so they're messing the whole thing up. And Team Mars' discussion fell for the entire test. Ball up top though, because this isn't the main event. As right after the discussion, these 3 randoms pull up on Kei, and they're pressing her because she bumped into one of the girls in their class. Then they just started trying to take pictures of her, and now we know exactly what they're on, bro. They're bullies. But luckily for Kei, someone pulls up the back her mash. And I'm thinking, bro, where's your boyfriend at, bro? He does not rock with you. But apparently, her boyfriend isn't really her man. They had an agreement to protect her from situations just like this one because she was a victim of bullying before. But he said, nah, I'm not backing it this time. That's all you, twin. So you know it's up for her. But this girl, Kay, bro, she has to be slow. She really thought her man wanted to talk to her in this boiling room area, but it was just the bullies, bro. And I'm thinking, bro, you have to be AI, bro. You cannot be human. Why would he want to talk to you in a boiler room? Go home. They've never bullied you at your crib. Let me just move on. But this time, they brought the girl she apparently bumped into. She really tried to run, grabbed her by the hair and yanked her back. And oh, now they're violent, bro. But they weren't even done because they got the girl she bumped into to start slapping the hell out of her. And me personally, I'm putting pause on the weakest link. She clearly ain't about that life. But oh, nah. She's really smiling right now. Being on you is bringing her great joy. And do I even have to say anything, bro? You know Koji's in the back watching. But how did he know where they were? He set this whole thing up, bro. He's the reason she's getting bullied in the first place. Because he walks down there calm as hell. After she gets beat up, by the way. Not a second earlier. And he's also bullying her, bro. Dropped her on the floor and told her to...
Spread your legs.
Hey, I know winning is everything, but let's turn it down a little bit, bro. You're doing a little bit too much. But he needed her to get bullied, so that should be entirely dependent on him from this point forward. Because he needs her to lead the girls in Class D, so they can reach Class A. And their first mission together is to beat this test. Let's go! So they put up to the final discussion, and if they didn't find the VIP, he was gonna win. So everyone showed their phones to prove they didn't have their email calling them the VIP. And it was big bro right here. Like, what do you even expect, bro? It was obviously going to be someone like this, but you know, it's going to be someone like...
Would you care to explain why you were in possession of Ayanokoji's phone?
Gotcha.
Ichinose 6 steps ahead.
Gotcha.
She read him like a book. And now that people know Koji's the VIP, you know Class A is snitching. But Koji is 12 steps ahead, though. Because the real VIP is K. He did a 3-person phone swap. He even swapped the SIM cards. And after all that applying, Class C still won because someone leaked the Earth Class's VIP to Ryuen, and he pulled up on Hori to declare war on Class D. And you know the next arc is gonna be lit. Hold on, it's a sports festival? Even better. So basically, Class D is mixed with Class A to make Team Red. There are 13 events, and we all know Pseudo's gonna be cooking. But remember how the Earth group had a traitor? It turns out it was Kushida all this time. So you know Koji and Hori are gonna be on her neck. But off-rip, Team Red is winning, bro. They're cooking to a point, my glorious King Komenji doesn't even have to participate. But everything changed with the pole event. These boys were stomping out Pseudo. I'm not even gonna lie to you, bro. 4 people's feet on you at one time is crazy work. Ref, do something. And you already know it was Ryuen who did it. Then Hori bumps into some random and injures her leg so she can barely walk. And I'm starting to see a trend, bruh. She's moving like Kawhi Leonard, she stays injured. And because they started losing and Class C as a whole was just putting pause on him, Pseudo's mad as hell and the whole team is falling apart. But Ryuin wasn't done cooking, because he sends Kushida to get Hori, then blames her for injuring the girl earlier, plotting to set her up. And here my man, he wants 1 million points, and for her to grovel at his feet for him to not snitch. He's doing way too much. And somehow, after all he's done, I hate Kushida 100 times more than I hate him, bro. Because Koji calls her out, and he knows she leaked Team Red's lineup to Ryuin, which is why they keep winning. But he can't even expose her because of the essay from season 1. And she's doing all this just to get Hori expelled. It's never that deep, bro. I think everyone in the school is a little bit deranged. And now she wants to get Koji expelled too. But it's time for the final event, the relay race. And Koji had to step up to participate. And guess who he lined up with? The school president, Manabu. But he got the baton before Koji and decided to wait for him. And as soon as Koji got the baton, bro, they go straight to it. Blitz past every person running, and they were neck and neck all the way to the finish line. But you know what's killing you, bro? They were on the exact same team. It really didn't matter who won. But Koji lost to Manabu. He has to hold that L. But the arc is not over, because Hori starts to deal with Ryuin and Kushida. But there's no way out of this one for Hori, bro. She has to run the points and bag. But hold on. Someone sent a voice note to Ryuin, and it played a recording of himself explaining his plot to sabotage Class D. So Class C also has a traitor. And now he knows that Hori isn't pulling the strings. He needs to find out who actually is. But randomly, bro, like, some girl called Mayo had a crush on my boy Koji, and she was trying to get the number. I see you, hey, I see you, my boy, hey, cook up. And if you're talking about how he's just like you at the start of the video, bro, you've never been in this situation, gang. Like, don't worry about this. This is never gonna happen for you. But there is another special test, the paper shuffle. Let me break it down to you. So 2 people pair up. If you collectively get under 60, you're both expelled. But there's a twist though. Your questions will be from students in other classes, and Class D chose Class C. So Hori had to cook up a plan, because they want the dumbest people with the smartest. So they told him to answer 0 questions, and then the smart people answer all the questions so they can be paired together. But forget all that though, because Ryuin starts pressing his class to find the mole, and it turns out to be the girls that were bullying Kei. And they're saying the mastermind is either Koji or some random called Yukimura. And keep that in mind, because now we have to talk about the elephant in the room, the main op, Kushida. Because Hori links up with her to make a bet. If she gets a higher score on this test, Kushida has to leave her alone. But if she doesn't, she will leave the school herself. And this is the main beef in this arc, bro. So look all the way in. But you know Koji had to get involved. He joins the bet too and will leave if she gets lower than Kushida. But he wants to know why she's acting like this. And this backstory was wild. Basically, she was always the center of attention, but in middle school they stopped. So she just became a straight bag, started doing everything for everyone. And of course she was losing her mind, bro. But the only way to relieve the stress was to write hate posts on her blog about her classmates. But guess what though? They found the blog. So she did the only thing she could do, bro. She started snitching, leaked everybody's information, and because of that, the entire class hated each other. And it was all her fault. And let's be honest, she brought all of that on herself. She has to be slow. But she had to get right back to snaking them out the next day, because Ryuin gave her the question answers. But she has to make sure Class C wins. He's playing chess, not checkers. But she links up with Hori's squad, and Koji's puppet Kei was pressed for some reason, pouring a drink on her, and then offered to wash her clothes. You know how Go is cooking something. But unfortunately, bro, Kushida's won. Let's be honest, bro. She gave the question to the teacher and told her to accept nobody else's, and then gave the answers to Ryuin, and in exchange has all the answers for Class D's paper is up. And when she sat down to do the test, you know she was happy as Kushida, what's wrong? Don't tell me those aren't the right questions. No. Hold that, bro. Hold that. All that plotting to still fail. You're a clown. And she dipped out of the classroom fast as hell to try and press Ryuin, so he laid it all out to her. Because this time it wasn't even Koji, bro. It was Horikita. She gave him the answers on day 1 and told the teacher to not accept any other W play. But Koji had his own plan. When Kei threw the water on her, he planted a cheat sheet in her clothes. She was never gonna win. But hold on, how did he have the answers to write a cheat sheet? He was working with Ryuin too. There's too much going on, bro. They're cooking. But Kushida's still a bum. She only agreed to leave Hori alone, so she's gonna stay on Koji's neck. Hey, bro, just give up to him. You know he's about that life. But there is no more time for ducking. The fade between Koji and Ryuen was inevitable. Lock in. My boy gets called in by the teacher and takes him to the office to meet someone. And it was Koji's father. Koji, your father's here. Yeah, he actually doesn't care, bro. And look at his dad trying to offer him in the back. We see where Koji gets it from, bro. But it turns out he ran away from the white room, which his father made, just to enroll in the #1 high school. But his dad wants him to quit and come back to him. But the chairman of the school pulled up, who's the father of the leader of Class A. And he gave Koji a special letter of recommendation to get him into the school. So he's protected by the chairman himself, which means he can't ever be expelled. And when he found this out, he realized there's no point in reaching Class A. So he cut ties with Kei, but he promises to always protect her. Keep that in mind. But Class C are starting to get desperate. They're straight up stalking people. They even try to slide on Koenji, but don't even worry, you know I got back door. But Ryuen was done tiptoeing around. He had to play that trump card. Called up Kei, and he really said he was about to start spreading rumors about her. Yeah, come on, bro. Is that it? She ain't gonna pull up, bro. She knows. She has to know it's a trap. She just has to. Yo, Kei, come on, bro. Like, Kei, what we doing right now? What we doing right now, bro? Why are you here? Why? What's wrong with you? You might be the slowest character in this entire show. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. Nah, but they were taking it way too far. They're straight up torturing her, bro. Look! He's waterboarding her right now. Like, I promise you it's never this deep, bro. They're doing all this for a high school diploma. They have to chill. But he needs to know who the mastermind is. So he had to lay out Koji's plan to her. He knows he sent the bullies after her to make her easy to control. And for some reason, she still isn't snitching. W-mans, I guess. But Koji was done with his games, bro. He had to back her mash. But you know Class D isn't for all that talking. They run fades. But they must have got caught up in that mastermind crap, bro. Koji's really about that life. And I got some homework for you. Analyze this. Because this random tried to run upon him. Yo, whose mans is this? Block and bent that boy over. Pause. First swing and you're already a non-issue. It sucks to suck. But Albert is not a bum, bro. Ran upon him and missed every swing. And bro told him to bring the heat. So he had to. But why is the animation so clean? Is this like motion capture or something, bro? Either way, he was cooking Albert, bro. Pre this combo. Blocked 3 swings, dench my boy, kick to the side of the knee, then a straight knee to the side of his head and rocked him. But this right here was 10 times worse. The random tried to run in, block, knee, straight elbow, slept him. Albert tried to get up, so Koji had to sit him down. And that was just round 1, bro. Because for some reason, Ibuki swore she was the main villain with that trash capoeira. She really wasted all that stamina, bro. Burnt through her whole meter. Look at this little flip kick she did right here, bro. I know she was aching. Just for bro to block 1 kick and end the fight. Hold on, guys, bro. Shh. Be quiet, guys. Shh. Ibuki's sleeping. Barely beat a sick Horikita and she swore she was next up. But there's only 1 fade left. And Ryuen had to get work too. Lock in. But he isn't a bum though, because they go band for band. But Ryuen must have thought it was a game or something. Knee. And pay attention to the angle of this elbow right here, bro. Villainous. Teep kick and he's already on the floor, slumped like Golden Freddy. But he's not going out sorry though. Rose up and started using environmental mastery like Sifu. Through the ladder, kick, and had my boy pressed up against the wall, choking him. But Koji had to get out of there, bro. Need him. 1-2, dashed him into the wall, bro. And it just became light work from this point on. 3 blocks and steps back. Ryuen spamming the same combo. Right, left, parry into the... Oh my god, bro, hold on. Let me see that one more time. Remix that. Slow it down. Pause right here, bro. I know you see it. Full extension, backhand. Had him stumbling trying to recalibrate. But he must have not learned though. Rushed in, blocked, spin elbow. Look at how his head snapped back. And somehow he wasn't done. Because he pinned Koji up on the wall. And had to spend his time on his backstory. Hey Ryuen, we're good. We're good. We are on that, bro. We do not care. Because this final sequence was actually criminal. Get off me. 3-piece. Stop that real quick. You're not me. Move and rocked him. He really had him on all 4s. But he tried to circle and clinch. Stop grabbing me. 1, 2, 3. Counter. Textbook hip toss and started beating on my boy. But Ryuen wanted this all along. He wanted to make Koji angry. And the emotion on Koji's face, the rage, would bring him so much joy. And let's go check Koji's reaction real quick. Damn. What did we even expect, bro? You're not an enemy or a rival. You're simply in my boy's way. And so Koji slept him, ending the beef with Class C. And this beating changed Ryuen's life, bro. He knew he was getting kicked out of the school. It's over. but Koji bailed him out. He got Manabu to cover for him, allowing him to stay, because he needs his help to get rid of that bum Kushida. There we go, I like that. And he goes out with Kei and Mayo, but let's be honest, no one cares. Because the leader of Class A pulls up, and she wants to run Koji's fade too. Like, bro, I know some of you guys are here to point fingers. Koji sucks. Oh, this show's trash. We get it. We heard you. But can we just give a small clap for season 2, bro? A small clap for season 2. You see, the show finally did something that it needed to do from the very beginning. It gave Koji a villain that could actually hang with him. You see how Ryuin runs the class by brute strength and Koji runs it like through the dark psychology and the manipulation and the don't react? And of course we had Kushida. I wanted to see Kushida die. It's a shame the main plot is still trash though. I don't care, bro. I don't care. No. The main plot is still trash. The planet game, that was garbage. What's that one girl's name that he was manipulating? The one he's like, oh yeah, she's dependent on me. What's her name? She's a bummy character too. Like, is she meant to be the Misa of this show? Because Misa had a personality. She's just an idiot. You know what I'm trying to say? I'm sorry to break it to you. The sports festival ended on a cliffhanger, bro. I don't get why they did that. But the worst thing they did this season was tell us that Koji couldn't get expelled. Like, what's the point of the games? What's the point of me being locked in when I know that our main character has no stress? There's nothing for him to worry about at all. Why did they even add this? Like, you know, but I mean, look, compared to season 1, all my issues here are a little bit nitpicky. So I'm gonna give this season a 6.5 out of 10. And so we finally get to season.
He was whipping up okayness in a kettle. Actual decency, complete and utter adequacy.
Because off rip, we are not Class D anymore, but Class C. Because last season, Koji snatched Ryuin's chain. I know you remember that. Bro, come on, bro. Ice cream gang, like, come on, bro. But they're on their way to a training camp in the mountains, where they'll be put into random gendered groups. And if you fall below a certain threshold, the leader and the random person the leader picks will be expelled. But hold on. The new student council president, Nagumo, is calling out Manabu to a low competition. Whoever's group has the highest average score wins, and you know he had to accept. So Koji's in a group with our goat, bro. Our king, Koenji, Albert, and that one random Koji put pause on back in season 2. And somehow Hori's in a group with Kushida trying to be friends with her. Bro, don't beg it. She does not rock with you, bro. She does not rock with you. But they really had these boys training hard as hell, like they were about to enter the Infinity Castle. Calm the hell down, it's not that deep. But lock in for me real quick, because Nagi is still talking about beefing Koji, but wants to take down Class B first. And they're not even letting bro sleep, because Manabu called up Koji to help him beat Nagumo. But look at our king Koenji farming aura, bro. It's a shame the group leader is low-key above. Like, he took 2 steps and twisted his ankle. So Koji goes to get Koenji, and he really killed a wild boar with his bare hands. He's different. Whoa. Hey, Koji, hold on, you trying to press my king? But don't worry though, Koenji low-key clued in. He know Koji beat Ryuin, so he agrees to help. And the squad were back in the room having a nice life talk and decided to work together for the final exams. But everything was light work, and now only the marathon is left, and everyone's cooking. Albert was moving, but this injured twink had to ruin it, bro. So they gave it to Koji, and you know for a fact my boy's quick with it. And hold on, I know that ain't who I think it is, bro. They didn't even have to show him running. You know for a fact he fried them. So we get to the scores, and no one's getting expelled, bro. Let's go, W's. But Manabu has the most points winning the bet. But in the girls group, one team fell underneath the threshold, and the leader is Nagumo's Day Uno. And guess what? She's taken one of Manabu's friends down with her. This was really a trap all along. This was his perfect victory. But Manabu paid to bring her back, and Nagumo did the same. So he really did all this just to let people know that hella people are getting expelled next year, and there's nothing they can do about it. But forget all that though, because Nagi's about to launch her attack on Ichinose. And even though I don't really rock with this show, we can all agree that Ichinose just be chilling. I don't know what the beef is, I don't know what the issue is, but hey, it's your life, I guess, bro. But she pulls up to Class C trying to see, Yamauchi. See, hold on. Usually I would say I don't know who bro is, but I'm in a good mood today, bro. So I have to let him slide, bro. But just keep this in mind though, because it's obviously important. But Hori's telling Koji that rumors are swelling, which are obviously being spread by Nagi, and apparently she declared war on Class B. They're really 16 years old doing classroom wars, bro. We're leaving the high school in 2 years, like what are we even doing? But Koji's low-key plotting on her downfall too. And the next day, there was notes calling her a criminal. But on his way home, a girl from Class A called Musami pulls up on him. Musami loves stealing, bro. She's really a thief, but got caught by Nagi, and she basically recruited her. So she's asking Koji to help beat Nagi. But bro was like, hold on, you need to prove you're a thief. So she stole some beer and he had to believe her. So boom, it's Valentine's Day and guys are getting no play, bro. Hey, it happens, bro, it happens. But this random is following Ayanokoji and caught him meeting up with Kay. So bro pops out trying to press them. But of course they're covering their tracks. But just keep this in mind though, because he goes to see Ichinose and she's sick because the rumors are getting to her. And she's about to get even more sick because they dropped more rumors on her dome. They even threw in Koji's name saying he likes Kay. And guess who's trying to instigate, bro? It had to be Yamauchi. I mean, who else would it be? It's like someone asked him to rage bait the class. It's like that, but I don't know. I don't know what's going on. But the whole school is pressed trying to find out who started these rumors. And in all that chaos, Nagi's making her move on Ichinose as she has proof she's a criminal. So she just decided to bait herself out, bro. And honestly, it was not that deep. Okay. Basically, her whole family's broke as hell, bro. And her mom got sick from working hella hours to get her sister a hair clip from her favorite idol. So she stole it. And this is why I say it ain't that deep. Her mom brought her back and made her return it, which makes sense. But why is the whole family weeping at the table, bro? They act like she got life in prison. She didn't even catch a charge. And then for 6 whole entire months, she didn't move from her room and rotted in there. And the only question I have to Nagi is, bro, is that it? Like, is that all you have? This is why I say there's 0 stakes to this show, bro. I can't take this seriously. So everyone lets her slide because obviously it wasn't that deep. And Nagumo puts an end to all the rumors. But it turns out there was never a rule against this type of behavior, bro. This is the #1 ranked school in Japan, and they should be letting guys do anything. Last season, Class B was beating up and torturing people. Whatever, man. Let's just move on. Because for the first time this season, Koji was cooking. He was the one that spread the rumors about Ichinose in the first place, getting the information from Kushida. Plus, he knew Nagi was trying to drag him into this whole situation. But why was she doing it? We know why, bro. She wants to run Koji's fade. If she loses, she leaves the school. But if she wins, she's gonna expose him as the mastermind of Class C. But wait a minute. Bro does not care about all that. He really did all of this just to make sure Kushida was worthy of being on his payroll, bro. This is what I'm talking about, bro. This is bringing the tears to my eye. Like, this is exactly what I'm talking about. If the show did more of this, I would rock with it. They just love filling the show with fan service and literal garbage, bro. W play, Koji, W play. I love that for you. I love that for you. So guess what, bro? On that most recent exam, they all passed. Let's go. But they must have forgot what school they were going to, because for no reason at all, someone has to be expelled. So they're doing another exam. Why? I don't ask me why, but I don't know. I really do not know, bro. And hear this. It's not even an exam. The class is forced to kick someone out for no reason. And guess what? I see what the writers are doing. I see what they're doing, brother. They're cooking. They're cooking something. They're cooking. So boom, there's positive and negative points. The person who gets the most positive points gets a protection point, which means if they're expelled, they can reverse the decision. Whilst the person at the very bottom obviously gets expelled. And the protection points can't be transferred. So someone's getting expelled no matter what. And they're going to hold the vote in 4 days. So Nagi pulls up on Koji, and if you remember from last video, her dad is the chairman, and he gave Koji full immunity. Well, he was fired, and it seems that this new exam was to get rid of Koji himself. So they're postponing this beef for now. But hold on, Nagumo, what is this? Hold on, I did not know bro was a freshman hunter. This is how guys are moving? Because it turns out, she was asking bro for 40,000 points to reverse an expulsion. So bro said, hey, cash for bonds, bro, cash for bonds, you gotta be my girlfriend. But they pull it back to the class, and everyone is just chilling, because they already decided who to kick out. And it turns out it was our boy Ayanokoji, bro. Damn. And almost half the class are gunning for him too. Bro, what did he even do? Like, what did he do? So of course he borrows Kushida's line for information. And you know for a fact she's voting against my boy, bro. But she said Yamauchi's the mastermind of the whole thing, bro. I knew it. But hold on. Koji is not dumb, because he knew it was Nagi all along, and he had to put his plan into motion. But the day before the exam, Hori had something to say to the class and turned this whole situation around, because she asked the class to let her decide who to kick out, and guess who she's kicking?
Haruki Yamauchi? It's you.
Hold on. Please inform me on why we're shocked. He literally walked out in front of the whole class with Nagi. He was the one instigating when the rumors dropped, and even though Nagi tried to snake Koji, it was him and Kushida that tried to get the class against, bro. Like, what are we shocked about? I'm like, but he's so dumb though. He really tried to throw Kushida under the bus. Bro, you don't play with an Oscar wedding act like that, but you don't do that. She really said that he forced her to help him, and honestly, like once she said that, it was over. But this fries me right here. She exposed the boy for working with Nagi, and look at these idiots' faces. I remember a comment saying that in my last video that Koji isn't even smart, bro. Everyone else is just stupid. And they were high key right. I already said it, but you literally saw him. You saw him leave to talk with her a couple episodes ago. Boy, why are you shocked? Like, look at bro in the back looking shocked. What are you shocked about? and the whole class turned on Yamauchi.
There's no other. Just shut up. I've heard enough out of you.
Ooh. Hold on, I did not know Hirata was a crash out like this. But this was a blue suit mark crash out, bro. He's angry and trying to peacemake at the same time. How does that even make sense? Saying that no one should get kicked out. Bro, they were just about to kick Koji and you weren't tweaking. Plus, he had the audacity to say he's voting Hori down just because of this. Bro, Hirata, sit down, bro. What was the point of this in the first place? Little weak crash out, like what was this? But anyway, Ryuen's about to get kicked out of his class, so his friends took all his points before he left. Hey, what should you call your homies, bro? What should you call your homies? But you know bro has a plan, he ain't no bum for real. And Nagi's kicking that bald guy out from her class. But the day for voting has finally came. But it turns out Yamauchi is not a scrub. Nagi's giving him all her positive points to get him in the top 3. Hold on. Bro, I was not familiar with your game, you might be him. So here are the votes for the positive points. Number 3, Kushida. Number 2, Hirata. And number 1 is...
Kiyotaka Ayanokoji.
Stop playing with his name respectfully, bro. They should have known better. He's him. He's literally him. And look at Yamauchi trying to crash out. Bro, you're cooked, my boy. It's over. You know you're last place. Nagi was not going to risk her points in a random, bro. Who even are you? Was he even in the first 2 seasons? I don't know. And for some reason, Koenji was flaming, bro. So he tried to... Oh, I know he didn't disregard my gut, Koenji. But hold on. Hold me back. Hold me back before I jump through the screen. But hold me back. You lucky Koenji let you slide. And he out there crying, bro. He's out there crying. I have to make the same point I made last time. What's the punishment here? Going to a normal high school? There's no stakes to this plot. I'm sorry, there's no stakes to this plot. But let's go check on the other classes real quick. So somehow the Baldi's bust case and Nagi sniped his homeboy. Ooh, man, that's just life, bro. That's just... Yo, shut that all the way up. What are you doing? Bro, she's acting like she has to do a Danganronpa punishment or something. Relax, bro. You're doing the maximum. You're doing the max right now. I promise you it's not that deep. Mouth all open, tears streaming like, bro, chill. But my boy Ryuen made it out the mud too. Let's go. Because Ayanokoji, Ibuki, and Ichinose came together to let bro slide. Because Class B gave them all their positive points, and they gave her the 40,000 she needed to save her classmate. Hey. W Koji, W play Koji, W play. And honestly, this is something Koji would do in the light novels. Like, this is something he would really do. This dark psychology stuff is not Koji, bro. It's not Koji. So Koji and Nagi link up, and it turns out she spent all her positive points to save him, not Yamauchi. But why pick Yamauchi, bro? He tripped her up in episode 1, and she could not let that slide, bro. She low-key a demon. But guess who pulls up on them? The new chairman. And he was just asking for direction, you know. He's new here, so of course they had to help him, but they had... Yo, I wasn't aware it was that deep. But bro's mad because Nagi didn't get Koji expelled. And it turns out he was sent by Koji's father to bring him back home. But bro's not trying to go back to jail, bro. He's not trying to go back to jail. So you know the chairman's about to be an issue. But Koji's not stressed about it though. He still wants to run Nagi's fate at the final exam. But they could never just do a written test or some maths or something. They have to use the most, bro. So here's the rules. Both classes submit any 10 events they want to do. Then they both pick 5 each to actually compete against each other in. And finally, the school will randomly select 7 of these events for the classes to do. Now, both classes pick a leader who can interfere in all of these events. But if the class loses, the leader gets expelled. But because Koji and Nagi both have protection points, they're both about to be leader. Let's go. But for some reason, Hirata's still doing this little fake crash out because Yamauchi got kicked out. Bro, he's even beating on women. It's not even that deep. It's crazy because him and Yamauchi weren't even friends. They were never close, bro. I don't know what's going on. But our goats, bro. Koenji was not about to let this slide. But look how Hirata's moving trying to get to Koenji. He swears he's wings of redemption, bro. But see how I'm not even mad? Koenji pressed the hell off him. Had him on the floor twitching. Then snatched his goal and told her to keep it stepping. And he had to. You're a little boy to him. He'll kiss on your forehead. You're a little boy to him. So Koji pulled up to press him too. And he finally told us why he's acting like this. In middle school, he didn't back his boy when he was getting bullied. And then bro tried to take his own life. And he's still in a coma to this day. Alright, never mind, bro. This one might actually be that deep. Plus the bullies saw this and just started bullying the next kid in line. Like, bro, hold on. Where are the bullies at? We need them in this show. They're low-key demons, bro. We need them in this show. And that's where the crash out truly began. He was really the Ryuen of middle school. But Koji was not letting bro slide. He was like, gang, it's your fault Yamauchi got kicked out. Ichinose's full class is still intact. And she was about to sell the box to get it done. And of course he told bro it's gonna be freezing, bro. It's gonna be freezing. It's gonna be cold. You gotta stay in the cold, bro. You gotta stay in the cold. Hey, W pep talk. So now we got yellow suit Hirata back, bro. The blue suit was ugly anyway. Let's not even lie. Yes, Invincible's blue suit is ugly. I don't care. I said it, bro. I said it. But it turns out Nagi knew Koji from back in his days in the White Room. She was really watching bro from the bleachers. But forget all that though, because the final exam has now begun. And the first event had to be basketball, bro. And you can tell by these still images that they can't really hoop, bro. They really can't hoop. There's like those hoop mixtapes where they cut the highlight early, bro. You know you shouldn't be on that court. But the score is 6-8, and our boy Pseudo is getting in the game. And as soon as he got on, all of a sudden they want to be doing crossovers and running plays. Bro, what even is this layup? And of course they're rage baiting Pseudo. But bro's not falling for the bait this time, no way. And they won round 1. So he spreed through a couple tests, and the score is 3-2 to Class C. But the next test is mental maths, and they put Koenji in. Let's go. And Nagi put in the Baldy? If Koenji locks in, it's over. It's over, gang. But you know for a fact he didn't lock in, bro. Bro has to read the board, and his eyes are closed. You're my good, but you're low-key wrong for this. But hear this real quick. This is the hardest question on the entire exam. And Koji and Nagi had to hop into back it. But hold on, listen to our goat, bro.
The answer is 7,619, right?
This is why I be glazing. Like, some guys be asking like, oh, the glaze is crazy. This is why I'm glazing, bro. His eyes were closed. He's him, bro. He's him. But yeah, of course they lost the round, bro. Let's be honest. Bro wasn't even trying. So now it's down to the final round, and they picked chess. But Horikita and the snitch from earlier, but that guy's a snitch, have to play before the leaders jump in. But don't worry, Koji's been teaching her, so you know she ain't trash. So they get to work and Hori's got the upper hand. But Nagi's not about to let this slide, and she jumps in and starts frying Horikita. So Koji jumped in too, and now they can finally have their match. And honestly, look, I can play chess. I'm not gonna say like my elo's the highest, but I can play some chess. Yeah. I'm not breaking this down, bro. Oh yeah, he moved the pawn to d6. Like, I'm not doing that, bro. I'm not doing that. But it really came down to the wire, and in the end, Nagi won the chess match, bro. No, bro. Hey, unlucky, bro. Unlucky. But hold on. The chairman pulls up happy as hell because he changed Koji's last move to make him lose the match. I told you, bro, it was about to be a problem, bro. I told you. But Nagi did not want to win this way, so she low-key mad too. But I didn't even realize that Manabu was about to graduate from high school, bro. And Class C went back to being Class D, but they gained the most points in the year, so we can't even hate on them. But it turns out, in the other match, Ryuen was the leader and beat Class B to get back to Class C. And the anime doesn't explain it, but he put laxatives in their food and then selected a bunch of physical activities, so they had to forfeit. He really back on that BS. But Koji set up a meeting to plot against the new chairman, and this is where you meet Mr. Mashima, the one who forfeited Class B's match. And they really cut bro's salary because of it. It's peak. And they all agreed to work together to take down the chairman. But Horikita had to see Manabu before he went. And low-key, this is a nice little meeting, bro. This is lovely, bro. Like, remember when they were beefing in season 1? Yeah, that was low-key funny as hell. I ain't laughing there. W character development. But Ryuen links up with the snitch, bro. That snitch. And he introduces him to this random called Hashimoto from Class B. And he's planning to take over it and get back on Ryuen because Ichinose is low-key soft. And nothing gonna lie, I'm liking this, bro. I like this energy right here. I'm loving this right here. But Koji meets Ryuen too. And it seems like he's back as the leader of Class C. But he must have thought Koji was getting soft, bro. Tried to swing on him, weave, and block that weak attack. You're still a bum. But he told bro to stop being dumb and to run his fade in the future. And then Koji links back up with the chairman. And he proposes a low game. He's going to enroll one person from the White Room as a student in the school. And if Koji can find them by April, he will step down as chairman. But Hori bells his line and wants to have a competition for the second year written exam. If Koji wins, she has to join the student council. But if she wins, he has to use his full abilities from that point forward, bro. And his final move this season was asking Kay to be his girl. And of course, she accepted. And I'm going to ask you, I like the direction that season 3 was taken, but I don't care about anything that happened in this season at all. Like, I don't. As soon as I made the video on it, I forgot all about it, bro. We went from Koji versus Ryuen as a season finale to bro playing a bum in a chess match. I can't lie, the chairman is sly clean, like he's clean as hell, but that's about it, bro. Like, I see they're building something, but they got dropped back to Class D. So they didn't even move up. So what was the point of season 2? I gotta give her a 5, bro. Look. I gotta give her a 5. It's mid. I'm like, there's nothing going on, bro. At least Koenji got to cook, bro. At least Koenji got to cook. But the show really reached a new peak when we got to season. Yeah, there's no video on season 4. What? This right here is my final Classroom of the Elite video, gang. Yep, I said it. Yep, I'm over. I'm done with it. As I try and make my channel more consistent, I start to realize why I would take like month-long breaks, bro. Like, some shows are the worst to make videos on. Like, the worst. and Coat is like number one. Like it's number one. And it's not because it's corny or lame or the story is trash, bro. It's just boring, bro. It's just, I'm sorry that, like, I tried to make a season 4 video for like 5 hours and left with the SpongeBob special. Shout out to all my Code fans who watch my videos. Just know I appreciate you. I just had to speak my truth. And if you want a really good season 4 video, go check out my boy P Wayne. He dropped a complete banger. It was a W video. Shout out to P Wayne. But before you run to the comments trying to hate on Code, even though I switched up in this video, I have some things to say. This show, for what it is extremely overhated, bro. Guys are hating on this show like it's on the same level as Solo Leveling because of the fan base and the corny MC. Like, not all popular things have to be masterpieces, bro. Sometimes slop is enjoyable. But when that slop wins Anime of the Year over one of the greatest pieces of fiction ever, a corny fan base can never justify an equal level of hate, bro. I don't even care. So in conclusion, bro, Koenji, I'm gonna miss you, gang. Chat, let's hit him with one more before he goes, bro. Just one more. Say it with me. Our GOAT, Corny.